Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Source Wisdom podcast. And today we have a bit of a different topic. It's like, has the world been going crazy? What is going on? Just giving you an insight into it. Because you really need to understand how the world is functioning, like what is going on to be able to thrive in it. And a lot has been going on. 2026 did not start nicely, can we say that? And it's not going to get better. So just an FYI before we go into it's actually going to be a bit worse. But if you're prepared, if you have the tools, you're going to thrive in it. I saw people I know them personally in the internet coaching steps where they were in Dubai and stuff like that now going on with the whole thing. And because they had the tools, they had the nervous system regulation, they had all of the things they could be absolutely okay, get all of the lessons they needed, all of that. And I will never take out of how bad things are, but we also need to see that sometimes there are necessary steps that Source needs to put in for it to happen so that we can move into a new world, into the new earth, and not into the new world order which they want to do. So a lot of the things that need to come up, the darkness needs to come up. And we're right now at a level where Source desires everything to come up so that we can heal it, that we can change, that we can bring light into the darkness. Because let's just say, every single thing is infiltrated by darkness. And if you're new here, we have a lot of podcast episodes about the whole darkness in the world going on, the corruption, the structures, what is going on. But just a little bit of a rundown. The last 6,500 years, light did not rule over the world. It's actually darkness. Actual beings, dark beings, and they just made it that we think they're light beings. Now, they work with people that didn't get what they desired from Source, from God, and just decided to disconnect from it and get it through other means. These people are in a really, really fear-based state, because if you would know you get anything you desire with Source by changing your internal state, so reprogramming your mind, putting in the ingredients of the thing you desire, training your intuition to actually know what that is. We also have all of our courses are based on that, to give you the components of something to get that energetic certainty and do the actions you need to take to get, for example, money. And these people don't have that. They don't think they could get the millions, the billions, whatever they desire from themselves. They do not trust themselves. They do not know who they are. They're complete in a fear-based state and think they need someone else to get it. It's no wonder they're worshipping the ball, Moloch and stuff like that. You see the ball, you see that statue they have, or the owl statue and things like that. And we are not talking about the people that are in the Epstein files. And I want to make something very clear. The Epstein files, the way they were released, was done to get you out of your power, to actually distract you, to make you feel in despair, to downward spiral and think you can't change anything in the world, while that's actually the opposite of what is true. Because since the last 6,500 years, the very first time we have the chance to actually change anything, all of the things are together, and these are puzzle pieces that need to be done. Like, we need to have the knowledge of what's happening in the Epstein files. We need to have some of the wars, and it is bad. Like, it's one of the puzzle pieces if you look at it with source, so that people wake up. Because the thing is, if there are two different things how you can change. One is the internal decision, coming by internal things, like you recognizing a pattern happening in your life and you being like, I don't want that anymore. I want to change because I want the best thing in my life. I want to live an extraordinary life. That's what we want. That's the change we want. It can also be done by an external change, meaning something happens, an obstacle happens, and a problem, a very serious situation happens to you, and you're like, I need to change this. I need to instantly shift it. But the problem with that is those most often do not hold. Like maybe 2, 3, 6 months up to a year. After a year, everything is again back to the normal, the way it was before. That's what we see in the world happening. Like, everyone's like raving about, oh, let's change racism, let's change these things, and then we have like a shooting that's happening, and then for a short period of time things are changing. But because of the way it has been set up, the corruption we have, the whole power dynamic that is not true, is not the way it should be, it doesn't hold up. And that's the thing. There's a whole system behind it. It's not just one person. It's not just one political figure doing this. It's a whole system of the way our earth has been governed. We call them like rep overlords or whatever. Overlords, not overlords. Overlords. And it's a whole system set up to keep people, to keep them small, to dim their light, because we don't truly harness our power that you hold within, like the power that opens doors that are closed for other people, like to turn a situation around to work in your favor, or just get a yes when everyone else would get a no. We're not in that power. A lot of us, like, whole world is not in that power. Very few are, which if you listen to this, you can absolutely get, and you probably are already. Like, you're amazing, doing so many great, amazing, extraordinary things, and that's because of that. But there's still more power to harness, and good power, lightful power, and not the corrupted power they wield. Because starting from school, they tell you you're not special. Maybe not in these exact words, but the way it is set up is to disconnect you from that superpower within you. Disconnect you from your knowing of how special you are. Disconnect you from your intuition, from the gut feeling you have, and we can train that to be way more accurate, that you can read anything. The power rarely functions through one single individual. We're meant to be a community. And they've disconnected us. Like, each one of us is incredibly powerful, and you changing now and you realizing this and doing the things, that is going to bring in the new earth. But the way the system has been set up is a whole power. When we go back to the Epstein files, when you look at it, it's whole Hollywood, it's political figures, it's probably, let me test around, over the 90% of them, very few or not. Then influencers, the very high influencers, high entrepreneurs, all of them are in on it. And the people that are in the Epstein files, oh, and I forgot, whole media. Media is just a lie. Like, it's one of the things I do not consume anymore. I have some other, like, InfoWars, which you can look into. He's an acquired taste. Just letting you know. But he's high frequency. Up until now, one of the very few people that have not been corrupted by anything, and they've tried everything. Let me tell you that. But these are the things, like, the corruption rarely appears like suddenly. They take these people, and there's like, oh my god, we go into that in Doc Energy Mastery level 2, because you need to know those things, but in an empowered way where you then have the tools to clear it, like, to change things. So if that is one of the things you desire, absolutely get in, because it will change your life completely. Like, the people that have gone through, their whole life is completely different. They're finally free. They get to be alive. All of these things that have not happened because of the way the system is set up and the way these dark and heavy energies have been on them. Because of those very tools, we got someone out of a psychiatry and stuff like that. Like, these are the tools that every single person needs to have. So, the thing is, the power they wield is only an illusion. Because we are now recognizing that, like, a lot of the things are coming up. And we start to change, like, people start to change, and that gives a ripple effect. Like, we need a lot of people doing that, which is, like, why we give you all of our offers, why we really give you a lot of things, like, all the time, like, behind the scenes. I can't tell you how many things we have going on, because it's needed in this time for you to be able to thrive. Like, all of our on-demand sessions, like the one-on-one sessions we have, and then all of our courses, it is made for you to get out of that system of corruption and power they wield over you, because they do not have any power. It's just an illusion. Because they're also trying to manipulate you, not just manipulate. They try to have power over you by you not having a lot of money. That's one of the things they do. That's one of the things they are now pushing. It's why we have the war, like, why they want the war, and because they couldn't really get through another COVID situation, they're still trying, oh my god, they're still trying. They have not been able to get it going. They've been shut down all the time. At least one thing. But yeah, so intuitively looking in, they are grasping. Like, they're like headless aunts, or I don't know, trying in a circle, trying to get their heads back on and just getting everything under control, because too many people have woken up for them. That's one of the most, like, that's what will actually bring their fall down. That is what will bring us our victory and help us move into the new earth. And they might have had the power for a long time, but it was because it was just in the dark. Like, no one knew if people knew what was going on, and that is happening now. And yeah, sometimes it does look like some of the things, it looks like of the darkness of them, while it's not. I get it. But look, there's also only so much we can say on a public platform. But like, that's why we have the spaces for you to get all the tools as well directly, because I don't want you to just get this information and don't have the tools. But a lot more will come this year. We need change. And the change starts within you. What you can actually do to change it. Because there is a whole system set up. I mean, from the education, media, political figure, it's not left versus right. It's both of them. Like, there are very few people that are not in it. There are some, and they're trying their best, but they also don't know everything. They're simply steered as well, like steered off their path, because they are lied to as well. And they do not have the trained intuition we have, like, to see if a person has good intentions or not, is lying to them or not, and all of these things. And one of the big things that is happening and how they're actually brainwashing people is through the media. The media, like, and like all of that, like the big media news outlets, unless you have, like, as I said, like Infowars or stuff like that. The way they are set up is that they get a script handed down to them, and each media newslet gets the exact time, like the exact same thing, in the same words as well. And your brain, so the way our brains are wired, little neuroscience too, like neuroscience lesson. When you hear things, the same things over and over from outlets that are not connected, that you think aren't connected, your brain starts to believe that and starts to rewire your neurons to believe that this is the truth. Like, so much gets not reported on in the media, or they report it in a negative way, so you think it's something negative, or they completely lie. Most of the time they just lie. Like, a large part of the modern media is just attention loops, like to get you to believe what they desire. And same thing, that's why they created social media, to give a narrative, to stop you, like, to destroy your brain from being able to focus and all of these other things. Like, as I said, they have power in every single thing because we do not know it. If whole masters would know it, there would be no problem because we would stop their illusion of power, because quite frankly they do not have any. Like, if everything comes up to light, they do not have anything. Now, for you, I think I've touched upon it before. What that means is they will try to push wars off the wall. They will come up one big horrible thing after the other. And it's done to distract you from your power, from your path, truly being in your power, being in your light, and not letting that darkness creep in, all of the limiting beliefs, all of the horrible things that are happening. And for you to not fall into despair, like literally, because they want you in a downward spiral, not making money, not changing your life. That means you need to start focusing on, you need to fill your brain with positive things, like with the most incredible things that have happened to you. We need to get your brain out of that fear, out of that loop. And do not fret, we've made a free group called Intuitive Queens for you to help with that, where miracles happen to you each day. We lock that, we help each other. Like there's so much more going on there. You'll get a tool to connect with your future self, with your higher self, like to get that and put it into your body, like all of these things, so that you are in your power. Then another thing is start preparing worst case scenario. Like get yourself food, water, reserve, anything. We've seen how fast a war can happen. And they will try to push it. They will try to push other wars. They will try to do a whole civil war in America. They're trying to do everything. Well, when you've read the Epstein files or saw anything, you know, they're just out there sacrificing babies, eating babies, and doing the most horrible things out there. Because remember, there are things they do not put into email because it wasn't secure enough. Like, these are the things they don't care about that we know about. Literally, they do not care about it. Which is why they also exposed it. And put some false things into it as well. So I need you to focus on your vision, on what you want out of your life, on how you want to change the world, and actually do the things. Your thing needs to be bigger than your fear of failure and anything. And we give you the tools, like you have access to everything you need. And now you need to focus on these things. You need to focus on your path, on raising your self-image, because the way you perceive yourself is the foundation for anything that can good happen in your life, like that you just get anything you desire in 2026. It's all based on your self-image, also self-love, but it's your self-image, the way you perceive you, like the way you see yourself and how you perceive others to see you. And that includes money, that includes your career, that includes your relationships and your health. Because if you're out of alignment with seeing who you truly are, you're going to have health problems. I had probably like 10 plus chronic illnesses. I don't know, I had so many things coming up because I did not see myself. I did not see my own value. I did not see for myself for who I was, and I was just putting myself down. I was beating myself up, and all of these things created having chronic illnesses. It created having no money. It created having most horrible relationships. It created like a career that just went into a spiral downwards, and all of these things that stems from it. So I need you to focus on your own light. And then of course, also with knowing how to clear dark and heavy energies that can distort your own energy, because your energy is the most valuable thing you have, and they are harvesting it. They have like technologies, like stuff order that we can not go into here. They have a lot of things they've created to get you in despair and to take your energy away, your vitality, to make you feel despair, like depressed, anxiety, fear, self-doubt. All of these things are created by them. There's a quote, I think, absolute power absolutely corrupts. It's somewhere along that line. And that is true because these people, as I said, are in a fear-based state. And they're grasping for their power because they don't have any. They just have an illusion and they're losing their illusion. Because we are doing the most amazing things. Like, we are the ones who are changing the world. And they're now pushing of how horrible the world is so that we do not focus on what we're changing, on how many lives we're impacting. And the narrative, they just want you, and it's a negative narrative. That's why there are no one getting behind jail. Because that's the thing they've done for so many years. And we need to change it. And do not fret whenever you need support, we are here. Like, we have all of these offers to support you and get you where you desire. But as I said, I want you to put the blinders on and focus on yourself. This is the year you can either thrive or get kicked in the butt. I can't say it otherwise. It's literally, intuitively looking in, it's feeling like 2020 again. Because they're pushing the same narrative again. They're pushing the same things they want to do, like with the whole New World Order. And it's now more important than ever to focus on yourself and focus on having an extraordinary life. Having a life that where you just get whatever you desire. And by having that, actually, you're going to raise the consciousness on the planet as well. You're actually helping the people around you. Because the more rooted you are to that energy, the more other people will be uplifted by it. The energy, like also the emotions, that will lift other people up. It's the same way if someone is so low in despair and they're the most rooted to it, other people will follow that, and we need to change that. So the better you actually have, like the more alive you feel in your life, it's going to be an effect on all of the, like, as waves, it's going to affect other people and uplift them as well. You're not selfish for wanting an extraordinary life. It's the way your soul wanted it to, the way Source, God, designed it to, and the way the world actually needs it to. Because we need each one of us doing these things and helping each other. Like, truly changing these things, it's going to do a ripple effect on everyone else. You have so much more power and impact than you can imagine. So I truly want you to focus on your power and changing your life. And with that, like, these are all the things you should be focusing on, and it's going to change and focus on the changing as well, because that's how you rewire your neurons. So see you next week in another podcast episode.